All right. Okay, it looks like I'm live. I think I'm live. It's been a minute. Hello, everybody. Now, let me just check. Yep. It looks like it's live. Yep, that's me. Hold up. Just turn down that volume. Alrighty, so this is sort of jumping off from a previous live stream that I did months ago, and it helps if my microphone is within earshot. Let me just check. Okay. Yep, my audio is good. Just gonna check a bunch of other stuff before I proceed. Get out of here. So right now I am drawing the sand crawler from Star Wars. For those of you out there who are familiar with this particular machine, it's the salvage vehicle of the Jawas. And yeah, this is part of a job I started doing a few months ago. I took on a bunch of different commissions. This is just the rough sketch. I love how this thing is designed. So I'm doing this one pretty much without any background music for now. Sorry, keep dropping the mic. I should attach this. That's better. So what is coming up? I do have a convention this weekend, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'll be in Canberra this weekend. For the first official convention of springtime. We're starting to get into the warmer months, so I won't have to be, quite so rugged up. I mean, winter in Australia really isn't like, that hectic or whatever. It really isn't. It's pretty mild. And the further north you go, like, I don't really have to worry too much about it. So I love the geometric shapes here. I'm a big fan of how this thing is designed. Because it just looks imposing and hefty and... Oh, g'day. How's it going? Long time no see, mate. So, yeah, I love using the, because the cool thing about, what's it called? Procreate is it has like this sort of snap line tool, which is really cool. I've been alright for the most part. I'm loving the fact that it's finally getting warmer, because the winter gas bill was crazy this year. Thanks for nothing, Albo. Yeah, this one's a sandcrawler from Tatooine. I love how this thing is designed, because you look closely at it and it's got all these cool little geometric patterns all over it, and like it looks exotic and at the same time like any other piece of heavy machinery. Like that's what made the original Star Wars just so brilliant, because like all of these things were like handmade models and stuff. Like somebody came up with the concept art for this thing, and then they found various bits of metal and plastic and they just built it. And I think that's really cool. Like that's one of the things that the new Star Wars can't really do in the same capacity. Like they can, they just don't really want to. It's a bit like, Disney could go back to making hand-drawn animation again. Like they've got an absolute monopoly, or close to an absolute monopoly when it comes to entertainment. And they started out as an animation company, you know, just drawing little cartoons and stuff. So they could seriously just, you know, return to their roots. And I don't think any of the original fans would mind. Like when you see, what's it called? When you see like the news that that new Star Wars series, The Acolyte's been cancelled and stuff, you're just like, oh, okay. Maybe they're returning to like the OG content after all this time. One can only hope. So I personally think that, you know, at some point we will start getting old school Star Wars again. Like they are so close to cracking the code. Like George Lucas and, you know, the people in like the late 70s and early 80s, they're mostly retired or like long gone at this point. And even though they left a very like detailed and compelling blueprint on how they actually did most of these techniques, a lot of that like style and a lot of that, you know, artwork can't really be replicated in the same capacity. That's really sad, you know. But that is also what makes it a product of its time. Things like matte paintings, you know. The way they did a lot of the establishing shots and stuff. Hey mate, how's it going? Yeah, a lot of those establishing shots. You know, when I think it's Darth Vader's sort of walking past a bunch of stormtroopers, and apparently they were all just like hand painted in by like a matte painter. Like every single one of them. I just thought that was really cool. Like that can just be like now that can just be rendered using AI if it's needed at all for a scene. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm not gonna be a cheerleader for AI in any capacity at all. Like, I'm kind of sad about AI, if I'm honest. Because, like, it's... Hang on. Sorry about this, guys. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. It's like when I look at what's happening, like artists are kind of fighting back in an unexpected way, if you know, if that makes sense. Like I think artists don't have to worry. Like I mentioned this previously, but I think, you know, it's like AI has made hand painted and original stuff way more valuable in the long run. Like people love original artwork, you know. I mean, I'm working digitally here, but like I draw on paper all the time. Like I had a at a series of parties over the last 48 hours, which did my head in. But I got through them, no problem. Oh yeah, AI seriously has like, I mean, they say it's a learning program, but I think it's more like it's just kind of nicking stuff from artists who put in like a lot of hard work to, you know, hone their craft and make something amazing. Like what I'm doing here is more of a sort of a very basic, sort of quick and nasty version of the Sandcrawler. It's not going to look exactly like it does in the movie. This, you know, in I think it's A New Hope. The Jawas are selling robots, and Luke Skywalker goes over and buys the droids R2D2 and C3PO. And this one, I've got Bender from Futurama. I've got, you know, I'll show you the other ones. I've got Rosie the robot, and I'll do this one earlier. And I've got the robot from Lost in Space. Rosie's supposed to be like dusting it off. And I've got Optimus Prime. So I drew all these like ages ago. So yeah, these are the robots that are going to be for sale by the little Jawa here. He's like, give us an offer for these particular robots. And the thing is, I drew Optimus kind of short by comparison to the Sandcrawler. Normally, Optimus is like, he's like slightly taller than the Sandcrawler itself. In the movies, he's like, I don't know, 23 feet tall or something crazy like that. In the original series from the 80s that I grew up with, he's more like 19 feet tall. Still, like, absolutely colossal, you know, because he literally transforms into a semi-trailer Mack truck, and yeah, he's you know, he's when he folds out when he folds into not folds, when he transforms, yeah, that's sorry about this, guys. Yeah, so yeah, I grew up watching the Jetsons in reruns, and I never actually saw the original Lost in Space show, but I did see that weird movie starring Matt LeBlanc from Friends. And I thought that was pretty cool. Like if you watch it now, Lost in Space, I think it's from like the late 1990s. It hasn't aged particularly well. Like the CGI is very, very dated looking, and yeah, I mean it does have practical effects, but yeah, it's oh, So I imported these guys over from a previous drawing that I was working on. But anyway. I'll eventually get around to coloring in the, what's it called? The other robots. But yeah, I genuinely think that, you know, Disney is reevaluating. Oh no, RoboCop wasn't requested for this one. I would love to. Oh, I should draw RoboCop in an upcoming stream. Yeah, I'll make a list of like famous robots that I'll include down the track. It's like what's some other favorite famous robots? It's RoboCop. What's that giant one from Japan? Gangnam or something. Or is that like a mech suit or something? I keep forgetting. I haven't really watched any Gundam stuff. Yeah. Like those things are so cool. I was in Japan back in April, and they had a bunch of those model stores that sell like, I mean, those that if you ever been to like a comic book convention and stuff, you might have seen them. Like those like model stores that sell like Gundams and Pokemon little like collectibles and stuff. Those stores are everywhere. Like I thought we had heaps of them here in Sydney and everything, but nah. In Japan, they are all over the place. And yeah, I saw some of the model kits, and they retail for about some of them for like $400, and I'm like, man, I do not have the patience to put together something like that. Like I'd buy it, I'd bring it home, and it would just sort of collect dust on the shelf because I just don't have the spare 8 or 9 hours to put together a model kit. I was never really much of a model maker. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because like making a model is a bit like constructing IKEA furniture. Like you have to put it all together yourself, and you better pray that you can read the instructions. Like I seriously got like I'll show you actually. Oh. Forgot this was plugged in. So I got this thing. This is like a cool little posable robot guy, and you can like give him weapons and stuff, and you know, he's great for using for drawing and everything. And he comes with like a little stand and everything. And if you look closely, he's actually got what are they called, neodymium magnets on the bottoms of his feet, so you can stick him to the fridge if you want. But I use him as like a drawing. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm using him as a drawing reference, so you can pose him and stuff, and he's like perfect for that kind of stuff. Although he does look a little bit threatening with this axe, but yeah, he comes with a bunch of weapons like a katana, a couple of knives, and a gun. But putting this guy together from the instructions was an absolute pain. Like, I'm just going, okay, I can see the diagram. It's a bit like a very advanced Kinder Surprise toy, but yeah, would I buy a second one? Probably not. He's cool to have though. Like I got him off Amazon for, how much did I get him for? I can't remember actually. Just look that up. Just going over my old orders in the middle of my stream. Okay, how much did I get him for? I got him for, yeah, he's called a Dummy 13 magnetic action figure, and he retails for anywhere between $16.99 and $29.99, but that's Australian prices, so depending on where you are, that's prices may vary. He's obviously, you can probably get like a cheaper version off like Temu or something like that. Depending on where you do your online shopping. I actually haven't done a huge amount of online shopping for like knickknacks and gifts recently. Just been buying stuff for my business, because I'm working live in Canberra over the weekend. So let's color in some of these guys here. Oh yeah, like I mean, this one here, you can swap out his hands, so they all like his hands like they just pop off, and you can you know, Yeah, trade his hands for different. Like you got like sort of an open hand, and yeah, that's it. Not that varied. So if you want to use this character as like a hand model, it's not ideal. I bought a second-hand Spider-Man action figure from the first Spider-Man, like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. And this was, I think it was dated back to like 2002. Like it's a really old toy, but it has, I think, nearly 100 points of articulation. Like all the fingers are like articulated, the toes are articulated, um, the knee joints, the back, the elbows. It's almost as posable as like a normal human. It's really, really cool. But yeah, it is difficult to find anything like that these days in action figures. Like, I kind of have also grown out of action figures, if I'm honest. Like, I don't really care too much for them anymore. Like, I'm sort of a bit of a lapsed collector. You ever sort of get into something and then you just think, well, now these material things are just sort of cluttering my room. And when I buy them, I just feel like I'm wasting money. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Because the thing is, like, I go to a lot of conventions and stuff, and I see, the kind of bits and pieces, like, fans buy, and they, walking around with pop vinyl figurines and all assorted kinds of, bits and pieces, little souvenirs and treasures that they can bring back to their houses and put on the shelf. And it's cute and it's like innocent in for the most part. But you just think, none of these things are really worth saving if there's a house fire. I mean, you know how when you were growing up, you may have had this thought experiment thrown your way where it's like, okay, your house is burning down, and you have to like rescue. You can only rescue one thing, and and it's kind of a test to see what your moral character is like or whatever. And most people are just like, I'd save whatever's living. And that's a very normal response because that's what most people would do. Kind of winging it a bit with the design here. See how my headphones are charged. Yep, they're all charged up. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'll just plug this, make sure this is actually connected again. Yep. So this is pretty cool. Like the ads I'm currently running on this particular live stream are actually Star Wars themed, which is hilarious. But yeah, I have really high hopes for what's going to happen with Star Wars going forward. Because I think, you know, Disney is 100-year-old, oh, it's over 100 years at this point. It's a century-old company, century-plus-year-old company. You know, this is a company that survived world wars and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's still kicking on. And that's honestly admirable. And I think what's going to happen with Disney is they're going to see the assets that they've, you know, spent billions of dollars purchasing, and they're going to start, you know, making some more fan appropriate material. Like, will it always be received well? No. I mean, it's pretty obvious. But like, you know, give the fans what they want really should have been, you know, the motto from the get-go. The fact that it wasn't for so long, I think, is, you know, didn't endear them to the folks that really, really love Star Wars. Like, I've always been a bit, you know, I've been a casual fan of Star Wars. I've never been like, you know, fully into it. I did see the Deadpool Wolverine movie. I thought that was pretty cool. See if I can find the shade of grey. Yeah, because I do work for a whole bunch of different jobs, and I love what I do. I've got I might do a live stream from the convention hall. I don't know. See how I go. Can't make any promises. Yeah, no worries, mate. Have a good night. Good seeing you again. I haven't been on. I haven't done a live stream in over a month, so it's actually cool that I can just jump back into it after taking all these impromptu hiatuses. Might fix up his head a little bit. His head's a little funky looking. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking of actually starting up a Discord at some point, but I don't know. It seems like a lot of work. Like, I mean, potentially if I could, find somebody to do a bit of admin, then it would probably be worth it, but I don't know. Yep, wrong color. It's weird when you have like you get to the age when you can have like flashback memories. You ever have those where you just sort of like you're just minding your own business, not really thinking about anything, and then boom, straight out of the blue, you just thinking about something you said in high school, like back when you were in high school. And you automatically just can't help but cringe. The weird thing is like the older I get, the less of those like weird flashbacks I seem to have. Like I have more of them, but they don't hit me as cringy as much. Because hindsight's weird like that. It has a direct effect on our concept of time as well. Just interesting how that works. I like the fact that Bender's like design means that he has to. He's alcohol. He's an alcohol powered robot. Which I always thought was kind of cute as an idea. So let's move this guy. Yep. Helps if I select the whole group. I'll move this guy down here. This guy over here. move this guy over here, and Rosie a bit further over here. So the carnivore diet is going well. I am definitely reaping the rewards. And it's weird about the carnivore diet in general is like you can still kind of eat carbs and stuff, but I find more and more that I really don't want to, and that's absolutely helps. Yeah, so these designs are pretty basic. Fun to draw for the most part. The old Hanna-Barbera cartoons have a like they look modern and dated at the same time. It's weird. Like when these cartoons first came out, there was really nothing like them that had ever really existed before. And now that style is basically everywhere. Which I think is very cool. It's amazing how certain techniques haven't gone completely extinct. So we're nearly at the 1 hour mark. If you're lurking in the chat, feel free to say hi. Yep. Here we go. Oh. Alrighty, we've just gone over an hour. So I'll probably wrap up fairly soon. This is coming together rather nicely. Might put some shading on Bender as well. Or maybe not, I don't know. Make sure to put in the other details. Just realised how long I've been sitting down for. It's not good. It's not good. Gotta get up and stretch my legs. And be mindful that I don't unplug my microphone. Alright guys, I will be right back. Thanks for being so patient. I just realized that I just realized I didn't update the title of this particular live stream, so it's actually breeding as the last video game I played on Twitch, which was Still Wakes the Deep, which is essentially just John Carpenter's The Thing set on an oil rig in Scotland. And it's a good enough game, but, you know, very little replayability, in my opinion. Although I did like the various mechanics involved in playing it. Like, there are just some games that are, you know, derivative in terms of story, and this was absolutely one of them. They try to make it kind of a bit like a like an analogy for men with families who work too much or something like that. I think that's essentially the vibe they were going for. And realistically, they just should have just made it about the giant, like, monster or monsters that are running amok on the derrick. Even the word derrick is kind of interesting. Because that essentially is what an oil platform is. It's not a derrick as in, you know, a guy who's got the name Derek. But it's spelt the same for the most part. So what I might do going forward with this one there we go. Oh, wow. Way closer to midnight than I thought. Oh, wait a minute. So I've just hit the midnight hour. And still got a little ways to go, but yeah, it's actually been a particularly good session tonight. I won't be back doing a live stream until at the very earliest next week. I would like to thank everyone who showed up and said hi in the chat, or to all my lurkers out there. Really appreciate you sticking around for however long you have. I will be returning to more of a regularly scheduled programming pretty much as of September, but it will still be kind of choppy. Like I said, I don't really have a set schedule with this. I just go live when I can. And yeah, if you're one of my subscribers on YouTube, or if you're, just swiping through on TikTok in your scrolling, I do appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, that'll end it for me for tonight. I've been Ed, you've been awesome, and I'll see you when I see you. See ya.